Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And my guess is in the hour, hour and a half that we're going to talk to each other, this is probably the single most important thing, in my
100%.
view, that we're going to talk about. You know, this is a particularly emotionally loaded issue because all parents love their kids, of course. But it's also one of the most damaging, as you sort of alluded to. You know, when a parent's self-worth gets tangled up in their kid's performance, that kid stops playing for themselves and they start playing to manage the parent's emotions. And that's a huge psychological burden to put on a kid. And you see it on the sidelines constantly. You know, the parent who's angrier than the kid after losing, or the one, like we said, who's yelling instructions from the bleachers, or the one who's critiquing the game or the kid's performance, you know, in the car in the car ride on the way home, as you said. With those kids aren't learning resilience. Those kids are picking up something much more like anxiety.
Yeah.
The game for those kids is it stops being a joyful place and it becomes this place of obligation and fear of disappointing someone they love. And these loving plugged in parents, they're blind to this. And I think this is a real problem. That intention isn't good enough. Loving your kid is not enough. Parenting, as you know, requires some real tough self honesty and some self reflection. And a lot of kids, in many ways, are not performing out of joy to succeed in sports. They're performing just so their dad won't be upset.